In last week's video regarding Vader's suit maintenance, I asked you all if you want more Legends material from Vader's adventures and experiences. At your request, here's today's video which covers issues 4 and 5 of Darth Vader and the Lost Command. After Anakin's betrayal and loss to Obi-Wan, he was turned into the masked Darth Vader, forever in self-pity and misery as to how he could lose Padme and his mother, all due to his lack of power. Vader's pain was something that was touched upon far more in the Legends comics, or at least thus far, with Disney's takeover. In this issue, we start just after issue 4, where Vader travels to the Atoan system with the 501st Legion to locate Tarkin's son, Admiral Garrosh Tarkin. In the pursuit of their search, they were betrayed by his second-in-command, Captain Shale, and his stormtroopers. Vader and his loyal battalion of trusted troops fought the ambush on the Crystal Planet, leading to the capture of Vader by Shale, the mysterious Lady Sharo, and the traitor, Garrosh Tarkin. The scene begins with Vader opening his eyes as he is strapped to a post, restrained against his will. As Garrosh leaves him, he is visited by what he believes is really Padme's ghost. Now, if you guys remember last week's video, you'll recall how Vader was using visions of Padme to distract him from pain, where he felt he was really seeing her, but in actuality, he wasn't. Keep that in mind while we continue the story. There's a bit of a twist at the end. As she comes to him, she expresses how he's broken, and that if he's truly killed Anakin Skywalker, then there's nothing left for her there. As she leaves and he cries out after her, the scene jumps to Vader breaking through the connecting wall to Tarkin Jr., as he screams for Padme in an absolute rage, just knocking men out and choking the rest, snapping their necks with the Force. Until one of Garrosh's men, Shale, the betrayer, ignites Vader's lightsaber, which I'd like to point out is completely different than his normal one that we've seen. This is something that Disney is actually going to explain and expand upon in their upcoming new Vader series coming in June. As we finally get to see Vader's true brutality in these Dark Horse comics, each scene he punches the teeth out of Shale while asking, "Where is my wife?" Then shoving his mechanical fingers into his eye sockets, gouging his eyeballs out and dropping him to the floor, bleeding from every orifice. As Shale self-destructs himself in the Dark Lord's grasp, Vader shields himself from the explosion, burning away his cape and parts of his armor. As he continues to search for Tarkin and Sharo, he is visited again by what he thinks is Padme's spirit. As she nears him, saying how he killed her, her face is revealed as this wrinkly, old dead corpse, where Vader drops to his knees and we see him for one of the first times show emotion. We have to remember that he's very close to Anakin's personality at this point, as he's still learning to let go, and this comic takes place just after Revenge of the Sith. As the page turns, we continuously see himself acknowledge who Anakin was, which is something he'd cautiously, if ever, would do in front of the Emperor. As he continues to cry at her forgiveness, we see his eye is no longer Sith yellow and full of hatred. I firmly believe if Padme were able to come back, somehow, that Vader would no longer be full of hate and misery, just by this photo alone. Hopefully it's not just a visual error. As she begins to disappear, it was actually Sharo's manipulation on his mind the entire time to break him even further. Too bad for them, they didn't know Vader would just get even more angry, and through his pain, he gains strength. As the entire structure collapses, Vader is awoken by Palpatine in the medical center, where he's praised for his good work, and once again strung up by droids to be maintained and healed. As he's lowered, he kneels before Palpatine on the last page, asking him,
"What is thy bidding, my master?"
This has always been one of my favorite issues of Vader, because it takes us through this roller coaster of his emotions, which we never really get to see, especially showing his rage, sorrow, tears, and back to his callous nature in front of his master, completely closed off and ready for his next mission. I wonder, do you think that part of Vader's eye turning blue was just a continuity error? Or were the writer and artists trying to show us that he was truly part of the light side again, at least for a brief moment? Merely just a broken man willing to do anything to get his wife back from the dead. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Star Wars Theory, everyone. I'll see you all in tomorrow's episode, but until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember,
the Force will be with you, always.
Fulfill